Welcome to another episode of the Beer Fridge Podcast, Real Beer, Real Breweries, Real Opinion. This is episode 300, and coming up on this episode, we're going to be talking about Brewdog, Putty, and highlights of the 300th. All to come on the Beer Fridge Podcast. Beer Fridge Podcast. Welcome along, everyone. Episode 300. Welcome along to the home of Real Beer, Real Breweries, Real Opinions. As always, I am joined by my lovely co-hosts and friends, Callum, Mark, and Scott. Good evening, boys.
Hello.
Good
Good
evening.
eve indeed. We're going to have a look at the past 300 episodes. We're going to look forward to the next 300. We're going to talk about 2,000 followers on the Instagram. And we're going to chat about the beer that we are drinking in our glasses right now as well. Shout out to McCall's Brewing. You can see, if you're watching on the YouTube page, make sure you subscribe, hit the ding-a-ling line to be notified of all the latest episodes. Make sure you do so on all the other platforms as well. Wherever you listen to this podcast, you can visit mccallsbrewery.co.uk and take part on the January sale. If you're watching, you'll also see a lovely wee video. January sale is now on up to 40% on all beers, off on all beers at the company. Just visit mccallsbrewery.co.uk, excuse me, to take advantage of that all January. So
That's a bargain, by the way.
I was going to say, what was it, £2 something for one of them?
Bargain. The beer's awesome as well. The New Zealand Pils was incredible. I've not checked the website, so if it's not available, I apologise. But El Capitan, well worth it if it's available. So 40% off. You can't grumble on that at all.
Yeah. Capitan, Lowlands, Pacific, Pills, and Kiki's cold IPA.
There you go.
NZ Hop.
Lovely, as you've all just seen, and I've just pointed it again. So I should change my name to fucking Captain Obvious, but that's fine.
No. Well, if you listen to the episodes as you normally do, you wouldn't have seen it. But if you're a regular listener, you can also go and watch the podcast as well. Like I said, head over to YouTube and subscribe there when you can watch along as well. Right, let's go around the virtual table, see what we're drinking to kick things off. 3 of us are on low and no stuff. 2 of them are doing right, Cal. Right.
Soul Destroy in January.
So destroyed January. I'm just starting off with a low and no, but the 2 guys who are trying their best to get their way through dry January. Also, I need to actually, if you listen to this podcast, I'll apologise. I'm choked up with a cold, so if I sound horrendous, and if you're watching it on YouTube, you'll probably see me dip away from the camera every now and again. Just because I've just
more horrendous than it normally does.
Aye, exactly. So apologies if he's up for that. But aye, go then, Mark. What you got?
I'm on Leffe 0.0, the blonde equivalent of the traditional Leffe blonde, and I've had a couple of them this month so far, and it's really tasty. Proper malty. You get a little bit of vanilla that comes through, which is actually a nice wee bonus. The mouthfeel on it for a 0.0 is actually pretty decent. Head retention is good, and it kind of just, don't get me wrong, it's obviously it is lacking body and texture flavour, all the rest of it from the full fat version, as I say. But for a 0.0, it is very good. I've got to admit, it's very good. It's proper biscuity, and it doesn't just taste like cold tea, which a lot of the non-alcoholic kind of macro style beers tend to do, in my opinion.
That's the wheat then.
So
that's adding an extra. That's giving it an extra something.
It's just I went a bit wheat daft at the end of the last year, and I just thought when I seen it, I thought it was an absolute must try. And to be honest, it's we're only 11 days in, but going strong so far.
How you holding up, Gilroy?
I'm all right. I was fine until I decided to have wings for tea, and then for us an hour and a half or two on Saturday. After I had been out and done my walk along the beach for the day in North Berwick, came back and sitting in the house of a Saturday Eve, which would normally have been the perfect time for a gin and tonic or to nip up to the fridgeroo and see what was available in stock, which there is plenty of, by the way. I'm worried about we're going to come to it, but the purchases that are going to have to be made very shortly in this month, I'm going to struggle for space for, so long may the cold weather in central Scotland continue. I continue to have chiller space, otherwise the cold well and truly broken.
A good friend of yours has got plenty fridge space, garage space, mate. So he's happy to stock some of your product for you.
Aye, shock.
An even better friend, even closer, could also help you.
Keep it safe. Aye, it's gone okay. I'm not too bad. I've been drinking a lot of Liquid Death, which I had last week, so I got some more of that. I don't know how long that'll last in Tesco. The last box I got it was kind of looked like it had been kicked up and down the shop a couple of times before I got my hands on it. So I don't know how long it'll last in Tesco, but it's perfectly pleasant so far. And then I had my first couple of alcohol-free beers yesterday and today, or Tuesday and today. Sorry. The beer I'm on at the moment is from Jump Ship. So this was kindly donated far earlier in the year, so it's probably not at its best. So I'm going to kind of hold judgment ever so slightly. It's not at its freshest, but by Mark earlier in the year, or late last year, sorry. And it's their Jackstaff IPA. So this has got Mighty Micro IPA brewed with Mosaic and Centennial. It's got notes of, as you would expect, citrus, pine, and peach is the intention. Time to jack up the flavour when you jack in the alcohol. It's vegan and gluten-free, and it's less than 0.5%. Head retention, nil. Just looks like an amber liquid in the glass now that I'm getting towards the end of it. It's a kind of brandy like.
It looked like that when you poured it, mate. So
it had a wee bit of head on it. It does have a bit. It has a peach tea, like peach iced tea smell to it. It does have a wee bit more piney, resinous flavour to it, but it does smell like peach iced tea.
Ken what I can't abide is the whole let's jack up the flavour when you jack down the alcohol. It's like no, nobody is claiming accurately that an alcohol-free beer tastes as good as a beer with alcohol in it. So just say this tastes quite nice, we think. So just leave it at that.
Like I say, I'm withholding judgment ever so slightly because I'd imagine it would have been livelier if I'd poured it when I had got it or when it was canned. So it's where's cans here? When did that go in the can? It's just a batch. It's just a batch number, and it tells me the best before ends July this year, 2024. So obviously kind of fresh when you got it.
Probably safe to assume that it went in July 2023.
Yeah.
Yes, it is 22 calories. That's ridiculous. It's a full fat Coke. Obviously, it's not, but it's more than a Diet Cola.
What alcohol-free muck did you have, Gav?
I mean,
not
muck aside,
it was Mashley, was it not? Is it Low Life?
It was Mashley. Mash Gang's Low Life. I think. I mean, my taste buds are a wee bit shot. To be fair, this may actually be quite offensive. What I'm going to say, but as a good beer, nothing wrong with it. Really, really nice. Kind of reminded me a wee bit of a Bud Light, a wee bit.
Well, that's what it is it not?
No, I was going to tell you that's what it's going for.
That's fine then. That's
Low
perfect.
Light, Bud Light, Miller Light.
Because that's so cool. Then I was on the right.
He's on brand again. That's him done 2 macro, kind of alcohol-free macro versions at least. Anyway, I've seen the there was the obviously the Asahi number, the dry lager, which was superb, and then Stoop, which is really good. That's like a proper kind of bud, and then obviously the Low Life, which is like a light beer or tastes like a light beer. You know?
I reckon you could probably you could switch the liquid round in these, put a Bud Light in this actual can, and you wouldn't be, and vice versa, and you would not be mistaken which one's what.
Which is great for an alcohol-free beer, but doesn't say much about Bud Light.
No, and to be fair, you wouldn't really expect much from Bud Light, but no, that's perfect. It does what it says in the tin. Like I said, it is a kind of Bud Light vibe, wheaty a wee bit, nice and clear. As the guys were saying with theirs, like head retention obviously is not a lot, but let's be honest, like if you're in a Bud Light, the only time you get a massive head in a Bud Light is if it's getting poured with somebody who can't pour beer.
There's oxygen in the fucking line.
Aye, so it's on brand. He's Mashley's absolutely fucking smashed it again with the non-alcoholic stuff. I'm trying to attempt to drink a 2 Flint's Ribbons Hazy Pale, 4.5%. It's Ruaka Cashmere. I'll be honest, I can't really taste fuck all with that. That's not the beer. That's just I can't taste fucking nothing. That's me. Follow the cold. Take it away, Cal.
This is when you should be getting rid of all these stouts because you're not going to get the bitter. You're not going to get the bitterness and the deep.
See the daft thing.
Imperial stout in there, you'll get over it. No.
See the daft thing. The weird thing is like because I was like, wasn't doing dry January, so I was like, you know what? Let's try something a bit different. I've got all this dark stuff that I'm like, oh, I don't drink it. I don't like it. Why don't I just try for a month? Go through the dark stuff. And it'll take me a wee bit longer, but because I'll just be taking my time with it, but at least I'll get through it. I'll clear my stash. I can rebuild it again. And to be fair, everyone I've had, it's actually been fucking good, and I've enjoyed it. Like the old Jock was really good. The other one I had before, which I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, that was really good. So strangely,
so the non-stout drinker is now a stout drinker.
Aye, I can't claim to be a non-stout stout drinker anymore because I'm fucking drinking them and I'm enjoying them.
Good.
There you fucking
talking about goodies. What are you like? Help us live vicariously.
Fear not, dear listener. I am doing things as they say properly.
Callum is here for you.
I am here to guide you through the perils of dry January. And doing so, I'm drinking a lovely beer called Crimes in Knitwear. Quality with a golden retriever wearing a pullover. And this is a double India Pale Ale by Pentrich, 8.4%. And it is rammed full of Citra Galaxy and Rawaka. So it is just tropical flavours for days and days and days. Fabulous body. Passion fruit, grapefruit, orange, lime, lemon. It's just absolutely stunning. Yep, and I've been desperately trying to nurse this through to be able to tell you guys about it. So fear not, I'll be going downstairs just directly for an equally large beer. So look forward to hearing about that shortly.
Sounds good. Sounds good. As we mentioned, this just so happens to be episode 300. We've been doing this for over 5 years now, and we're at episode 300. I mean,
how did that happen?
How is that allowed?
How is that allowed for a start? I would love to know if someone's actually listened to every single episode, or is like listened to very early doors and is followed us on to episode 300. That does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
The unmistakable sound of a widget there.
A widget. Oh well, that's what it was. That was Tint, I think it was called. Hammer and Tint was the other stout that I had with Nitro Stout. That was really good. Mm-hmm. That had all the Guinness vibes. I
don't think we'll get it, but I'm hoping in our Mashley box, Mark, that we might. I don't think so. I think I'm maybe asking a bit too much of Mashley, but they have a nitro. They've got a 0.5 nitro stout.
Let's just ask him. Let's just text him. Like, Mashley, hook us up with a couple of beers, son.
Like, it's in collaboration with Siren. Call of the Void, it's called. And I'm desperate to try that against the 0-0 that I've just poured to see what it's like. Quite like to try another AF.
What is it called?
Nitro Stout. It's called Call of the Void.
Call of the Void, right.
Texting right now. Get it done. Well, 300 episodes. It's been rather mental. The other milestone this week was not only 300 episodes, but 2,000 followers on the old Instagrammy.
It's about time.
Lovely. I was going to say that's been a while in the running.
That number has eluded us for a while, hasn't it? It's been like in the distance for
grinding.
Yeah, because we refuse to pay for more than 1,900 bots. If we go up to 2,000 bots, we'll get that. Takes us up to the next tier of subscription, and we've not got enough money for that. So
you know what it used to. So it used to be that because something changed in Facebook and Instagram's algorithm, something more switched up because it used to be like doing the hashtags and all that. That would get you followers. People, that would how you'd grow your follower a wee bit, and then something just stopped. And it just fucking died a death, and then you have to proper grind that shit. But we got there. 2,000 followers. Are you throwing a box together, Mark?
Yes, I am. And I totally forgot to take a picture like you asked, so apologies. But yeah, so I'll do a cheeky wee box or two. I could probably do two. Like if I do 4s maybe or 6s. And do a giveaway for listeners and people that share and all the rest of it. So
keep your eye on Instagram for that. When we get the picture and stuff and we figure out what we're doing exactly, you'll see that on the Instagram page. We'll have a wee giveaway in the next week or so to say thank you for everyone who's followed and whatnot. But I wanted to take time as well just to kind of look back and just chat about some highlights over the last 300 episodes. There's been a shit ton, to be fair. And I think I can safely say, did I save it? No, fuck it, because it is actually, it's probably the funniest moment, and it probably will go down in Beer Fridge Hall of Fame. Probably the funniest moment.
Thing, is it?
Yep, it's that time of year.
What have you done to us? Just go make sure the house isn't on fire. You set us on fire? What have you done? You've killed us. That's why. Because when you blow out the candle, it creates smoke, Jade. But it's wafted right up into the fire alarm. That's how it works. That's all right. The 50th episode of Aki. Burnt to a crisp. Fucking Fireman Sam's coming in. I thought you were watching Chicago Fire on the telly, not trying to reenact it in the house, for fuck's
sake. Superb. Gilroy, your commentary was incredible, to be fair. The Fireman Sam number, the Chicago Fire number. Jade, what have you done? You've killed us. Like, absolutely. Right.
I think as well, it was episode 50, so we were like, wow, we made it this far. Now we're at fucking 300. Christ.
I had hair in that video. Like, what
you had hair, and there's videos that I pulled up the day that you've got a lot of hair compared to what you have now.
Having to put up with used fuckers for 300.
I was going to say it's drink, but okay. You might have stressed you out a wee bit.
Any other highlights apart from that beer you're just drinking, Cal?
To be fair, one of the best decisions I've made in the last few years is to join you guys on a Tuesday night. Because obviously, as long term listeners to the podcast might know that I wasn't always a permanent fixture. It was a trio to start with, and the guys very kindly let me join in.
Transfer request.
It's definitely perked up my Tuesday nights. So yeah, just getting to share beer with you guys and banter and all the associated hijinks that have come and gone in the last few years. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Transferred. We got rid of hoof rice and drafted in.
His heart wasn't in it though, to be fair. He'd have put up me a fight. And I'm proud of the fact that I say cunt a lot less than I did when I first started the podcast.
That's
Same.
I think I was going to say, I think that's across the board, mate.
I think that is across the board.
Episode 1 was a record breaker. I don't know how Apple Podcasts or Apple Music or whatever the heck it was passed that for it to hit.
But nah.
Spotify and that back in the day.
This fucking thing working? Fucking piece of shit. Fucking cunt.
Just remember this. Whose fucking idea was this shit?
Technical difficulties.
Gilroy, any for yourself, Sid?
Highlights. I guess all the beer festivals that it's allowed us to go to through the episodes that we've done. The getting to go to all the We Are Beer events has been great. We've got some great invites. Obviously, the getting to go to Stuart Brewing and taste all the stuff on Tank, which we've waxed lyrical about, was a great experience as well. And getting to go up the big tower at their brewery, the new kind of tank thing they had in was cool. Getting to go up there and kind of see the view from there was superb, and get a wee bit of a tour and stuff as well was superb. All the events and stuff that we've done, the live podcast in Bristol, which people forget about because it's BC. You were calling BC before Club earlier, Callum, but it's before COVID as well. That was right at there. Everybody's memory of that is the world shutting down, and for us, we had an absolutely spectacular weekend just before everything went to pot.
It was literally weeks,
the live stuff that we did. Getting to go to Left-Handed Giant with my mates was great that weekend. It was absolutely battering it done. If you remember, we took refuge.
Unfortunately, that just meant we had to spend the afternoon in Left-Handed Giant.
The only place we had to hide it was Left-Handed Giant, which was a disgrace. And then
the wing challenge.
The wing challenge was superb. That was really good.
That was a few weeks after Bristol. It was March 2020, so it was literally right in the teeth of COVID, Ken. Right as it was all kicking off. We went and done our brew day for Zesty Nibs, and then went and done the wing challenge. It's a phenomenal day.
Videos still, if you're watching YouTube, videos still available. You can probably scroll down
watch the wing challenge. Watch me fail miserably. I'd like to think I've done a wee bit, got a wee bit further on Project Spice than I had before. I could definitely handle a volume challenge much better than I could back then, but no, don't know how much further. I'm a wee bit further along in Project Spice. I don't know how much further along. So,
I wish I didn't host that, but I was too busy videoing it as in right, well, let's get started. I wish I just went we're racing here, because
you're too professional, mate, is what you're trying to say.
100% I was
some of us are just here for a free lunch. 100%.
I just remember Cal's face, you had the sauce up your cheeks, but your face was as red, it was like a proper red sauce, but the heat of
spicy, mate.
Just came up on Cal, and you were sitting at one point with the sauce here, with your mouth open, just trying to get air into you, and you were like, I am 100% finishing this challenge.
Couldn't no finish. I mean, no. Can you imagine? That would have been my tenure on the podcast done if I had no finish.
Well, I might have had to tear the contract up if you had it. True. So true.
Any yourself,
there's just so many. With it being it's turned a passion for drinking beer into a profession for me. So I suppose, at the end of the day, it's
it's changed my life.
Well, I wasn't going to. I was purposely trying not to say that phrase, but for me, it's it's been educational. Like I think about, I want to brew beer, I want to understand beer. I think it's helped with tasting the food and drink festival when we done
that was
this
mental,
on
by the way.
stage stuff. That was, you know,
I think I can safely say we were all kind of shitting that a wee bit.
Aye,
There was a wee bit of poop before.
But it's the same as anything that's live. Let's be honest. You always get a bit squeaky bum, and we were honest. But it was like a music stage. It wasn't. I wish we were in a tent, and it was, you know, like we were talking about doing at the other festivals, like an auditorium, like people sitting around drinking beer. I think we would have. Not that we didn't kill it at it, but we would have totally killed that before it was bouncing off ideas. Rather than me jumping off a stage and trying to interact with the crowd when you were like, God, miles away, and all the ball jokes that Miguel started when I was running around. I
was just trying to point people towards you.
Mate, I'm a 6'4" guy running around with a microphone. It wasn't overly difficult, but it was. Actually, 6'5" will be, but 6'4" sounds better. But I think that's, and I suppose without that, mate, but the amount of people that we've met because of it, and as in like the guests, the beer we've drank, you know, it's a really simple.
The amazing conversations, the amazing chats that we've had with just, you know, without this would have been complete strangers, and you know. I think the ability for beer to bring just random people together and just be able to talk and, you know, blather away.
Can you imagine the amount, like, if we actually tracked it, the amount of beer that we've drank while recording this podcast?
Scary.
Like, it's very scary.
And that was just the Christmas episode. That was just the awards show.
Oh, that is a thought and a half. I think another one to mention is we obviously got invited to do the Drop Project Friends Fest last summer. That was awesome. I appreciate those guys invite us down there. Like you said, being on stage, doing the live stuff. You guys got the opportunity to go Bowden and
I was just about to say Bowden, yeah.
Aye,
Eric, we've not spoken to Eric in a while, but yeah, that was a standout day for me with you two guys, bottling the beer. But yeah, it was brilliant.
Like, having that and just having beer fridge on a label or a can or whatever, and seeing people drink a beer that the podcast has made was just was mad, absolute mental. And then even then, with you guys, when you went to the Indie Beer Festival, I think it was on the Murrayfield, and you've got folk fucking, oh, can I get a picture? Oh, you're the podcast guy, you're the Beer Fridge podcast, can I get a picture? Blows my fucking mind.
Just insane.
And I had it was, in fact, was it you, Mark, or who was it? It might be you. I think we were at the one in London, and we stopped off at Beerorama in Eastbourne, and the guy's like, "Oh, you're Gavin for the beer." I was like, how the fuck do you know that? Mental, blows my mind, but I appreciate it all the same.
It's cool because we take it for granted that people listen, and I think that's something that we've obviously spoke about recently about, you know, projects that we're involved with and the 2024 stuff, but without people listening, it's just four mates talking about beer. And but dare I say it, it would be the same whether folk listened or not. Like, it's not like I was speaking to somebody about the podcast last week, and how do you do a podcast? You know, I've seen these people with a professional this and professional that. And I said, well, you can do it really professionally, or you can do it like we do it. And what do you mean? And I was like, well, like, it's what you see is what you get. Like, how many times when we've had guests on have we've been blathering like this for 10 minutes, and then Gav goes, "Oh shit, I probably should have recorded that." And it's just like natural, easygoing conversation, and that's what.
That is something. You're 100% right. It's something we've learned. Like, and there's so many Tuesdays where we'll come on the Zoom at 8:00, and Gav will just hit record, and we'll just blather, and then, you know, just in case we capture some Miguel comedy gold or something like that.
Sure, well, the two that come to mind straight away is Naked at Your PC and Street Pro.
Mm.
When Mark was
My keyboard.
Mhm.
when Dixon was getting his bokies ready. What was it? You were getting your bokies ready for the week before or something? I can't remember. What you said.
Aye.
I could probably pull it
Mental.
up. But Christ. One other highlight, comedy highlight, before we get into our topic, which will be a lively conversation because of brewery we're not massive fans on, is this is I've pulled this up and it's probably it's going to go down in Beer Fridge Hall of Fame for potentially one of the funniest moments.
What's your thought on black IPAs becoming a trend and becoming a little bit more popular this year?
Well, back when Darth Vader was going to be the first time, you loved a black IPA. No, in all seriousness, I think it's a.
In all seriousness, seriously.
Nah, if I can be serious.
In all seriousness.
Exactly. The fucking paperclip from Microsoft Office. Anyway,
Probably one of the few times that I've regretted not having social media. That was a post-podcast switch to Instagram there. Too funny.
Yeah, an Instagram like if you're not watching on YouTube, the first initial part there is is Scott with a Yoda filter. It was craft beer Yoda.
That was it. That was the birth of craft beer Yoda.
mhm.
Oh god, it's too funny.
So
Too
good.
funny.
Before we move swiftly on to our next topic, Gav,
Yes.
I'm currently working my way through another Pentridge number.
Go on then.
You can tell that my beer fridge stocks are running slightly low, so it's only Pentridge really that I've got left.
No, with that.
And this one is called Blizzard in the Pines, and this is
Nice.
just an India Pale Ale.
I
And
like
it's
that
slightly,
can.
yeah, it's beautiful. Slightly lighter at 7%. This one,
Ooh.
and the hop bill in this one is Mosaic, Simcoe, and Idaho Gem. So completely different flavour profile to the last one. Although it's got the same sort of hefty body with it being 7%, but this one with the Mosaic and the Simcoe, it's much. I'm not going to say west because it's not wet, but it's got much more of that sort of piney, resinous flavour to it. But the Idaho Gem is just full of berries and stone fruits and even like a hint of spice, maybe even like a mint kind of vibe going down. And this one is it's super light. It doesn't feel like 7%. It feels like a 4% session, this one, and it's just absolutely stunning.
That's the beer you want.
It's the beer you want, mate. It is the beer you want. It's just rammed full of flavour, and it just drinks like a 4% session pale. Tremendous.
As much as my cold may be inhibiting my taste buds, currently drinking a beer from it's a collab
Moneymakers.
with. Pardon?
This might be inhibiting your moneymakers.
Aye.
Beer tester extraordinaire.
Aye. Tell you what, no. Phantom and Alkin. Bon Voyage. So IPA at 6.5 percentage points, 6.5 horsepower. Motueka, Nectaron Cryo, Nelson, and Nelson Sub-Zero Hopkeef.
That should be blowing your mind, that beer.
Well, I'll tell you what, fucking lips are tingling like fuck. This is West Coast fucking NZ vibes, fucking ramped up. Like, we'll have to buy another can when I get a shot of this cold properly, to give it a full review. But Jesus, like, that is cutting through the sinuses very well.
Cutting
Sinuses.
through the flu.
Why would you go and buy a bottle of Cavonia when you can get a can of that?
Well,
Exactly.
aye, exactly. Fucking damn right. You're on fucking Guinness Zero, aren't you? You melt.
I'll tell you about it though and show you. I mean, look at
If you want, go on then.
so that
It does look.
I
It does
pulled
actually
that
look
just
pretty
as
decent.
much as we finished talking about the other one. And look, head retention on that, lacing on the glass,
Mm-hmm.
that lovely kind of rich flavour to it.
Looks the part like.
That's definitely, in terms of macro stuff, Mark, obviously I'll need to get a left 0-0 to try it, but that's stunning in comparison to any other. I mean, we've tried other no alcohol stouts,
Right.
and they're awful.
Yeah.
That's superb in comparison.
Big drop.
It's like Mhm.
The Galactic Stout or whatever it was, the Big Drop was like horseshit. Like to be fair,
Oh, it was awful.
It was
really
like cold. It was like cold hot chocolate.
bad.
that was about 4 years ago now. So
Aye.
hopefully it's changed.
I mean, there's a reason why it's taken them, and this obviously Guinness Zero. Was it last year, 2023?
I think so.
I
Aye.
think so.
It's a relatively kind of new concept, and there's
Interesting
the
next time we're all together, it might be interesting to do something like that, like to get a Leffy and Leffy 0-0 and get a Guinness and a Guinness 0-0 and blind pour them
Oh,
and see what it's like and record that, because I'd be quite happy
right.
with humble pie.
they're ones I would. This is one I would pit against this. There's a lot of them you wouldn't even bother because you would taste it a mile away. But
Aye.
that,
Aye.
I would say you would no hard. I'm not saying you would be hard pushed. I think somebody who's had a Guinness, especially somebody who drinks Guinness regularly, would be able to tell no bother. I think for somebody who doesn't normally drink it, or maybe has one every now and again, particularly canned Guinness, I think they're a lot more comparable. And just the head retention and stuff on it. Obviously, the recipe's done in such a way, and the widget obviously helps. But
Yeah.
I mean, even with that, you would expect 0-0 to just die on its
Aye.
arse, and it doesn't at all.
Looks good.
Lovely flavour.
Looks good.
Looks like Mark's poured something suspiciously watery into that glass.
Is this your track? Is this the track hop water? Is it?
Exactly, it's water,
Oh,
right? So
no.
it's 100%. So
So-
hop infused sparkling water.
Right.
So
So is the can, Mark?
Well,
You're on
then
the big
show us that.
screen. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's that one. Oh
There
no.
it is. Now, if there was ever a brewery that you would trust to,
He's a runner. He's a track star.
aye, it would be Track, wouldn't it?
What have I done now?
I don't know.
You've just made
We know-
yourself the star. of the show.
I've just made myself
Real-
big.
Oh,
And
there he is.
I've just got rid of Mark.
Hey, there he goes.
Very backstage.
So it
It's
is
an odd
water.
one because it's sparkling water. Like so, like I like fizzy
I'm
water.
sorry.
I
Just
can't drink fizzy
fucking-
water. I can't drink fizzy water unless it's like summer fruits flavour or something.
stop it.
Does it have a flavour?
There's
The distinct flavour of pish.
No,
Right.
just water. I have a funny feeling it's just fizzy water.
What hops is it supposed to have in it, Mark? What does it say on the can?
it's Citra. It's a single hop, man. Single hop
Good.
series hop water.
It's a single hop
Right.
series
That's-
water.
So basically,
Let's-
what it is lemon
Let's no
water.
wait. Let's no waste of my.
What they've done is they've went to Tesco. They've bought 150
Lemongrass,
bottles.
not even
of-
real lemons.
No, they've just went to the juice aisle and bought 150 bottles of Tesco's own lemon sparkling water, poured it in the cans.
There's something in it, like that you're getting lemon and lime or something like that. But I mean, it's like it's really difficult
Right.
because it's not like if I said lemon and lime to you, you're naturally thinking of the like the sugary like stuff
Aye.
that you get, like a sparkling
Sprite.
water, like you mentioned.
It's like sparkling water with a slice of lemon and lime in it, like proper. That it's
Aye.
no artificial or synthetic.
Mhm.
It's got a hoppy smell to it. Like it smells like it's like a funk, like, but it doesn't taste like a funk. It just tastes like natural, like you say, like lemon and lime. But it's light. It's really, really light. I'm
Well,
gonna
that's
have to.
what the liquid death stuff's like. Like the water, and it's not hot water, obviously, but the flavouring of that liquid death stuff is really, really light. Like just a hint. It's not anything. There's nothing strong about it at all. It's just a hint of some sort of flavour.
It's quite. I've got to admit, it's refreshing as hell. Like, and I like, like I would buy like sparkling like water like in the shop or whatever. You know what I mean? So like,
would you
So
spend
you're a-
£1.50 on that?
You're a
would I
serial
spend how
killer.
much?
Would you spend £1.50 on that can?
Oh, easy, aye.
How much did you spend on it?
Nothing. Well, it came as it was part of my.
I know. I'm meaning, how much is it to
Sorry.
buy it in
Whoa,
the
whoa,
shop?
So it's
All right, sorry.
you can buy it only comes in 4-packs and it's £6 for a 4-pack.
So
Oh, that's fucking 100% worth it. Like, I would buy the amount of times I've bought a bottle of San Pellegrino or whatever you call it in a shop in a 330ml bottle, whatever it is, for £2.50, £3 or whatever they are. Like, so easy money.
like, can we put this forward to Police Scotland for when he eventually goes off the rails here? Because that's buying bottles of fizzy water in shops that's serial killer behaviour.
No, it's no.
Plain fizzy water.
Like, like sparkling water.
Nah,
Anybody anybody that's comfortable drinking just sparkling water needs to have a serious
Have a
problem
word.
themselves.
Words need to be hugged.
No,
Yep.
you can honestly, no. You need a bit of sophistication in your life, boys.
The wife
You need
occasionally.
a bit of fucking Robinson's orange in your life.
Exactly.
That's actually one thing I've got to admit. Like, I must have been drinking that stuff growing up, but I cannot stomach diluting juice anymore. Like, I think it is far too.
Can you be a bit of hoose juice?
I'm a big fan of the blackcurrant. I quite like blackcurrant.
Right.
And the
No, but it has to
wee
be-
wee squishies, I like them.
Oh
Yeah.
no! I didn't like the wee squishies. Blackcurrant high juice. That's the way to go.
Whoa! Remember, it was the only flavour
Hot
the
water,
only flavour
boys.
gone
That's
was
it. Hot water for the win.
peach barley. Remember that?
Mhm.
Oh, nut!
Christ.
Peach barley
Anyway.
water.
Let's avoid that like the plague.
Right, move on, Gav.
Well, Dixon goes into settings and
Take us
actually
away
turns-
for the hot. Take us
and
away for the
turns-
hot water, because I think the jury's still well and truly out on hot water.
Aye, we'll do that, and we'll let Dixon go to his settings and actually put his microphone on. Brewdog, our favourite friend.
Ah, yes.
Oh, it's not even the settings. You know you've plugged it in, you melt.
It's not plugged in, eh?
You fucking tool. I was wondering why we weren't getting the usual the bedoing.
Aye, we're only getting the dung, the dung.
That one.
Hey,
That one,
that is.
right, there we are.
That's the one. Bedoing. Is it? I've not heard the bedoing. I just check he's actually plugged it in. Our friends at Brewdog have once again fucking just been
Just when you
absolute.
thought they couldn't get anywhere off the wall,
Aye.
they got
Anybody
a standard.
narcissistic?
Or be like they're obviously doing a good job of trying to get their reputation back a wee bit and doing us diversifying and all that shit. And then all of a sudden, yesterday, they've decided, as most people might know, with regards to the is it daily living wage it's called?
The real living wage.
The
Real living wage. Thank
Yep.
you. So it's put forward that the real living wage is whatever it was. Brewdog have turned around and said, nah, we're not giving that. We're not going to give that at all to our employees, and they've essentially
So it's the national living wage, which we've obviously got to stress isn't a law. It isn't a requirement. So the government sets a requirement of the minimum wage, which I believe is £11.40 odd an hour. Which in itself is depressing as fuck, because my first job I was getting £5.25 an hour.
314.
Less than that.
Woolworths.
340 or something like that.
Yeah.
Donny
So-
was direct.
But anyway, so the minimum wage I believe is about £11.44 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And Brewdog, the national living wage is the wage that somebody has decided as the minimum amount that you would need to live on, which is just over £12 an hour. But Brewdog has decided that, yes, as Gav said, they're going to be paying their client, their employees minimum wage, not the living wage.
So if they
Thoughts,
couldn't get any more dickish, I mean, they'd be like, "Oh, that's just being punk." No, that's you being a dick.
The thing that grinds my gears, and it's hard because, again, they're talking about how much money they make, and we know the operating loss and all that. That's what came out, and blah, blah, blah. The thing that really grinds my gears is that you're still asking folk to go into your bar and spend £6 on a pint.
Right.
You know, you're still expecting, maybe not the right word, but you're still opening new bars and, you know, wherever it is, Mumbai, Berlin, you know.
Well, they spent a shit ton of money in the new one in Waterloo Station. Like a shit ton of money.
And I understand that, you know, you need to invest in the business and grow, and that's how they are the second biggest
It's even got a
brewery, if I remember, in whether it's the UK or Europe or whatever. I think it's just Budweiser that is bigger at the moment. However, I don't know. I just, like you say, you can say what you want, for my opinion, that yeah, it's a way for the statement was made. It's a way for them to recoup their 24 million loss for 2023.
Aye.
But it just doesn't sit really well with me, and the fact that there was a lot of negative press last year for a multitude of different things, and to start
the last couple of years, it's been rumbling on for a while now.
Yeah.
And they start the year with this. I don't know. It just sits quite poorly, and then
I did some quick maths earlier on, and based on what information I could find, the figure's roughly about 3,000 employees that Brewdog have got at the moment. Now, I'm not suggesting that all 3,000 of these people are on the minimum wage, but even supposing that they are, and supposing that every one of those people works a standard working week, which is about 37.5 hours a week, it's basically the difference between the minimum wage and the living wage is basically amounts to just under 17 grand a week for Brewdog. So my question is the negative publicity worth saving 17 grand a week? Is the business in that much of a shit state that
they're probably at that stage now? It's probably the same to all that fucking James Watt stuff that came out, where they're that big that negative press isn't really going to affect them. They're like, folk are still going to fucking go. Like, the only people that are going to stay away from it is the craft beer wanks like us. Well, in actual fact, we'll probably occasionally still probably go. We'll probably drink a guest beer, but we'll still fucking eat their food. We'll have the cauliflower wings because
the thing that fucks me off is when you look at the nuts and bolts of who works for Brewdog and the people that are likely to be affected by this. It's people that are working behind the bar.
Yep.
People that are working in the kitchen, people that are delivering the food to the tables, people that are sweeping up the fucking brewery, you know, your head brewers and your brewing assistants and your marketing people, all these kind of people they're not going to be affected by this. It's the people on the lowest rung that are going to be affected, and that's just why I think it's just such a dickish move.
Aye.
I mean, I'm not defending them at all, but if you go to the other side of the coin, they are giving everybody over the age of 23 that's working outside of London does get a 5% pay rise, which if you were on the other end of a 5% pay rise, I don't think you would be annoyed if it means you're dropping it. If you expected your pay to continue to increase by the real living wage rate, which obviously it's going to be, it's moving up to what, 12 quid, which is probably about double what it's about a 10% pay increase
Aye.
on what they were getting before on their hourly rate. So it's not great, especially not great for the people in London, because if expenses have increased everywhere in the country, you can only imagine what it's like there, and they're not getting any special allowance or anything for that.
Yeah.
And I know, like, it's just to not give them anything doesn't really make much sense. And they're still, obviously, their argument is that they're still paying them the national living wage or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
No, the
Minimum
real
wage.
living wage. Aye, so they're still getting that. But in a 5% pay rise for somebody it's not anything to be sniffed at, if you like, but
No.
it doesn't cut the mustard when you compare it to people who are
Inflation.
supporting the real living wage and inflation.
Well, even then,
It doesn't make any difference. It's more expensive for them to work than it was before.
so if you go so what do you say there, Cal? 17 grand a week, roughly.
Aye. I mean,
If everybody was on the same wage and everybody was
exactly.
on the same
So
thing, how many people are on that?
the reality is it's probably going to be half that or
It's
2/3
half
of
that, if not
whatever.
even less.
Oh,
So
well less than that. Right.
exactly. So like you were saying, so for the negative publicity, because it's not going to be that, like you said, it's not going to be 17 grand a week. It'll be half that, if not a third.
To play devil's avocado, is it just that it's Brewdog the reason that this?
I don't think it'll be. I think there'll be more than that.
Do you know what I mean? But is it just because that Brewdog are doing this that it's making news because everybody loves people just
Everybody loves to
hate
get
Brewdog.
on James's.
Everybody loves to stick a knife in, and whether that's right or wrong, it's not for me to say. But they guaranteed that they're not the only company that aren't paying.
That'll abandon that approach.
Yeah.
There's some of them. I mean, how many companies have never even entertained it?
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke about Sports Direct already. They'll not be.
No,
I would
that's
think
true.
anyway.
What about Weatherspoons?
Amazon.
Aye.
How many people? I mean, but
Starbucks.
the other thing about Brewdog is obviously that wage increase is only for workers over the age of 23.
Yeah.
How many of their workers are going to be under 23? The majority, I would say. Look at
A lot of
students.
them,
If you're a student, you're at uni between 18 and 22, right?
I mean, where are the Brewdog bars?
Yeah, exactly.
Major
In
cities,
your major
Glasgow,
cities
Edinburgh,
where your
Aberdeen,
universities are.
Newcastle, Manchester, Bristol.
So they're already they're already weren't paying the real living wage to the majority, I would say, the staff that are at that rung, if you like.
Yeah, true. Very true. Well, we might get the full story and a whole history from Brewdog.
We're getting the full story, aren't we?
Aye, when
The James Watt biopic.
Who plays them in a movie? Is that the next question?
Yeah, exactly. Brewdog's rise to fame is coming to the big screen, the silver screen.
Be great if they managed to.
Brewdog
Be great
film.
if they managed to nail fucking Jason Statham. Because he would need and trying to put on an Aberdonian accent to do James Watt would be brilliant.
So James announced a movie script is in the works, and he cannot wait to see the story of Brewdog being put on the silver screen.
If that movie makes it into the movie theaters, I will eat a banana without peeling it.
Can I it's really bad because the part of me has got they're making it really hard for me because I've got so much respect for Brewdog in a way because they are pioneers for Scottish craft beer and beer in general. They have
just a cunt.
They've changed the game. I was getting to that part. Changed the game.
What did you say at the start? I've not said. I've used the word cunt a lot less. So that's been great.
It's a lot less. I just use it when it's merited now.
I just, I'm not saying that were the reason we got into beer, like craft beer, but they're probably
one of the reasons, mate. One of the reasons, absolutely.
Right. And honestly, I've got a few other wee tidbits, but I'm not saying them when we're recording. But they were just it just grinds my gears. And I get that they're acting like a macro, and because they are a macro now, and they can say all they want. We're not owned by anybody.
I've not dived into it, but there's apparently the documents or whatever of the Heineken buyover, something's been released or is come out of why that all fell apart. I've not read it because I couldn't be bothered, but it's out there on the interweb.
We'll find that shit then. Could be interesting, but it just honestly, you know what annoys me even more is that we've spent 15 minutes talking about them.
Right, well, I'm going for another beer, and we can talk about something else after.
No, I go for a beer, Carl. Sorry, but I like that's the thing that just grinds me. That part of me, every time it happens or whatever, I think it is a publicity stunt, and they're like, people are going to talk about it. We're going to be in the news for the next couple of weeks. It's January, and the folk that won't buy our beers are not going to buy our beers anyway. The people that are going to buy our beers are going to think, "Oh, Brewdog." Oh, and the next time they're in the shop or in the supermarket or online or whatever it is, they're going to buy Brewdog beer. So I just,
you might be right. To be fair, it might be a case of, from what we've said, I get what you said in terms of their pay rises and the people that actually are affected in Brewdog is like very minuscule in terms of it's like 1 or 2% of the whole workforce. But the fact that they've done it on purpose for it to be put on the internet and over the news,
then it gets aggravated into
for us to be, for people like us to jump on it and go, "These are fucking dicks."
Yeah, but like I say, for the 4 people, if every member of staff and the 17 grand was true, the 17 grand over a year is 880 odd thousand pound. And so, but their reasoning for doing it is that we made 24 million pound of a loss, and this is going to help it. Like, 800 grand into 24 million is peanuts. So and we know it's not the full Buno. So anyway, let's fuck Brewdog. Move on.
Fuck Brewdog. Move on. Fantastic. I'll happily do so. It's fucking that time of year, gentlemen. It's fucking hype train. Chew. 17th of January, the cans are released. The 19th, the draft is released. How we feeling about it? So there was comments in the Discord that they weren't overly keen on the design. I think that it looks cool as fuck.
No, I don't like it.
I really like it.
I think it's pretty cool.
It reminds me of the Marshmallow Man out of Ghostbusters.
Bingo.
It looks a bit like a intestines to be like a big pile of jobbies. I don't like it, but hey, well, that is what it is. It's not about what the can looks like; it's about is the beer got to taste good. So
here's where we need to like. So I could not remember if it's a 4-pack or a 6-pack they make you buy. Can anyone else remember?
I thought it was
because you can't just buy one.
I thought it was 6.
No,
I thought it was 6.
I thought it was 6. Everything else Verdant does 6. So
it's 6. Aye, which makes me think it's 6. I'm jumping on it because didn't do it last year, and got proper FOMO, and then obviously jumped on the fucking Imperial version big time.
I'm going the other way. I'm going the other way just to give him a 50p. I wasn't overly impressed with it last year, and I think the hype. I think it was green last year too, so maybe it was better.
Well, that was the triple one. That was the triple one, was it? No,
I think the both were pretty
green.
They were both green, but so this is what I was going to go on to say. Are we thinking because it was green last year, we buy it and then just sit on it for
we'll need it because we're dry Januaryers, so we'll know have it green.
But my thoughts are we're intending to go to the Salt Horse on the Friday and get it on keg. So we'll taste it on keg, and then in a couple of months, we'll maybe in the February, March time, we'll open the cans and see what.
Aye.
The first
The 3rd of February.
the first of Feb.
The first 3rd of February.
There's no way it's going to hang about in my fridge until end of Feb. No way.
The thing that I want to play total devil's advocate on this because
That's how you like to do it.
I love a hype train, right? And I've been speaking about this recently, like again from work stuff, right? But I love that breweries have their day, right? I love that it's potty day. I love that it's a launch day. I love that there was Big Moose Day, right? And the funniest thing,
there was another day.
There was another day, Iron Brew Day.
Brew Day.
I do, and I think it's really important that we celebrate these like institutes, basically these breweries that have made, especially these annual beers. I think it's we were speaking about that when we had the Anchor beer. Like the fact that a brewery can recreate a style, because it's like or a type of beer is maybe the best point, and we get it every year, and it's something slightly different, and we hype it up. The problem I have is that when the hype is bigger and better than the beer, and I felt that was the case for Potty last year, and that's how I've sat on it all year, and I just I think to myself, is it worth 46 quid or whatever the heck it's going to be, 50 quid for 6 cans?
What? It'll be 50 quid.
Well, it's a 6-pack, Verdant, 8%. What is it like?
Oh no, you're right. I think I do think you're actually.
The 4-pack was the tipper last year.
I've got £47 on my head for some reason. Also, I think I signed up to ISIS the day as well, by accident. Don't even joke. There was like a Facebook like promotion thing that came up. It's like, oh, get putty. Oh, it's not even that like much. Get putty, or no, order putty 5 minutes earlier than everybody else. Get this code and you can get access to the website 5 minutes earlier. What did I do? 100% signed up.
Short trip end.
Probably gonna get a bomb sent to my house or some shite. But yeah, if I get it 5 minutes early.
The thing is, it's going to sell out. Okay, it's going to go rapido. I don't know how. What I want to know is, I want to know the background to it. I want to know where the recipe comes to, what they've tweaked. I want to know how much you ate the brew. That's all the stuff I want to know. So, game on is get Verdant on the podcast next week. So
Actually, that's a good point. To be fair, like how much do they actually tweak it, like from year to year, or whether they just go, it's just exactly the same.
Why don't we make a pledge that we keep a can until next year?
I'm only buying one can, so
that's a hard.
All right. Well, Cal, you can hold on to yours until next year, mate. I says, Cal, you can hold on to yours until next year, and we'll.
Is that then we get the Gill Beer Shop delivery fucking policy? Is it pay now delivery in 1 year?
Delivered in 12 months.
Well, you pay it up in installments, so it's a 12-monthly installment, and you get the beer at the end of it.
Fucking 10 pence a week.
No, what I was surprised about. I watched we weren't going to mention it, but I'm mentioning it. I watched the latest video from the Johnny and the craft beer channel. They're doing like the predictions and whatnot, and like they've got so many beers that were released like early in 2023, and they're just unopened. I'm like, how have you managed to hold on to them? Like they pulled out.
The thing is, mate, that's what happens with success.
No, I know, but they pulled it like
so much beer. They'll get so much beer that it'd just be impossible to drink it all.
No, but like the shit was like
does, mate. So much beer.
Top level fucking like Verdant overtone travel rugs. I was like, how have you not drank that?
I've still got that sitting.
I've got 6 cans.
Have you still got 6?
Mm-hmm. No, 5.
I'm Fucking, you better
Aye.
hide them from me when I come up, by the way.
Mark had so much that he left bar in my fridge and didn't even bother with it.
Ah, well, you better hide them
Thank you
from me
for that,
when I
by the
come
way.
up.
I don't think we've had a chance to speak about that. I had that on Christmas Day. It was delicious. Thank you.
Fucking getting nicked.
No, it's not. Garage is locked.
Yeah,
If
fucking
I'm not allowed to have any, fucking damn sure you're not having any.
So party kits off. You can get your cans on the 17th, and then
Draft.
selected suppliers on draft on the 19th.
Drunken Grill or Salt Horse.
Yes, if
Glasgow
you're
and
Craftsman.
Edinburgh.
And Aberdeen.
Yeah, well, look.
No, not a place.
No,
So that's fine.
Second hand.
Aberdeen, not a place. So that's okay.
I mentioned Discord. I'll mention again.
Hashtag Central Belt only.
Shout out to Martin on the Discord page. If you remember last week's podcast, I was trying to remember this beer festival / music festival that went for 3 or 4 days. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. I really want to go. It was Fine Fest, was the one. He reminded me of what it was. He sent me over his blog. He's been over twice. He's came over from Belgium to go to Fine Fest. 2 years in a row. Aye, Belgium to go and watch to go to Fine Fest. I mean, that's a good trick. I'm going to put a link to his newer one of the latest version of his blog on Fine Fest. Actually, a genuine good read, to be fair. So if you're interested in going to it, it's a good actual read to see if it's something that's up your street as well. Also, I looked at tickets. A lot of them are already fucking sold out. It's like bastard. So I might not fucking go after all. Hey ho. I mentioned about predictions for 2024. It's something I want to ask you guys as well. Not stolen it off Craft Beer Channel, which we were going to do it anyway. Just they released a fucking video yesterday. Bastards. Just like Callum says, it's just success.
We would have that. To be fair, if some folk didn't have fucking after Christmas nights out, our podcast would have been out ages ago.
Like, what is that? Like, how do you pretend it's Christmas when it's no Christmas?
Wow.
Did you put hats? Did you still put hats on
the cracker pulling and all that stuff?
No, it was in Maggie Mays in Glasgow, the old Buck and Bronco place, and it was
were you on?
I straddled the bull and got
the ride of his life.
Aye. About 12 seconds.
Staff within Minge.
Within Minge.
How long did you last?
He said
I lasted about 12 seconds, mate.
12 of the best things.
Yeah, that actually came up during the night, which was quite funny, and I had to explain that to my workmates, which I will not explain here. But it was to be honest, it was the typical nobody wants to have a shot, and then Andy the chef was already a wee bit half cut when it started, and he literally walked in, shoes off, and straight on the thing. And after that, it was a good
laugh for all. Everybody was waiting. Good.
So it was a good laugh. Like, you know, there was only a few of us that actually had a shot, but it was just a laugh for like Christmas do, put it that way. So
fair play.
Good.
I would mention about the beer that I've opened drinking now. It is Vault City. It is the Iron Brew. We're mentioning about hype beers for the year. I don't want to comment on it now, for the simple reason that I am choked up with a cold and I could not tell you anything about it. No. Apart from it is sour, it does taste like Iron Brew, from what I can tell. Apart from that, can't tell you fuck all else. Good thing is
and you're in the north of France where Iron Brew isn't as readily available as it should be, right?
That's true maybe 20 years ago, but it's fucking
Iron Brew rich now, right?
Get it everywhere.
You got Iron Brew in Kazakhstan now, mate.
There's no sortage. I mean, Christ, I go to Home Bargains or B&M, you can get the fucking pint cans here. Fucking
great success.
Aye, very great success. And talking about great successes is our predictions for 2024. whether it be beer styles or how things are going to go for 2024 or breweries that are going to make it big, etc., etc. I'll let you guys have a moment to think about it while I kick off with mine. Because obviously I knew what. No,
Fuck it.
I'm not stealing anybody's. If anybody's thought about this, then you've stolen my notes, basically. So there's
It's
literally
not.
no.
Here we go. Is it? It's not another scientist Baxter, is it?
Not quite.
Stylized beers will be big in 2024.
No, not at all. But it does. It
Again.
stems from that, though. It stems from
Oh,
that,
there we go.
and it's the brewery who I first had my first stylized beer from. And
Okay.
it wasn't that they were the first to do it or anything. I think, and from what I've seen and what I've tried 3 beers from them. Everyone's been fucking amazing. The other reason why I think they're going to be really good this year is they've had a couple of big collabs recently. Most recent one I've seen is with brewery just mentioned, Vault City. So you're no collabing with these type of people if you're not on the track to good stuff. If you're on Instagram and stuff, if you type in make beer, you'll find them. But it's not how you actually pronounce the name. I've been corrected on this. It's not make. It's Maki. Thank you. They're based in Portsmouth. They make some absolute stunning beers.
Do they make or do they make?
The Maki.
The Maki, some great beer.
The Maki, some really fantastic beers. The last one I had was, I think it was called Civilization. That was a sour IPA. That was fucking outstanding. The stylized beer was absolutely ridiculous. It was called New Moon Rising. It was the first one I had, first stylized beer that I had. And from there, well, if you listen to the podcast long enough, you'll know, especially last year, I have waxed lyrical about fucking Thio beers and how fucking shit hot they are. Was I wrong? Nah. Fucking on the button. Just say. So, a brewery for me to keep your eye out for is Maki. They're based in Portsmouth, as I mentioned. If you get a chance to grab hold of the beers, do so because you will not be disappointed. They make some fucking outstanding. I mean, not that it's, I say this, I'm going to say not that it's up my street, it probably is nowadays. As the Sun Sets Slowly is one of their new beers. It's a chai stout. They do things a little bit left field that you maybe not expect, but they tend to work. It's no daft in terms of, I think we mentioned it privately, Mark. It's not staggeringly good stupid in terms of let's make something ridiculous that quickly goes,
like fucking Willy Wonka creation type shit.
Aye. I mean, you've not got social media, Cal, so you probably missed this, but they had their, is it called Thicker series, or was it called?
It's another Wrecker series.
Wrecker, thank you. Aye, it's Wrecker. They had 2 Wreckers over December, and one got called back because I think they both got maybe called back actually. And they did it with a collaboration with Thick, the people that do the sauce, the people that actually did the collaboration with, as I go over here to remind myself, Vocation. And they do fantastic hot sauces and whatnot. And Thick even distanced themselves from that collab because the beer was getting so many complaints. So
tough gig.
Tough gig indeed. So they go a wee bit left field, but not too far that it's just stupid. But they're pushing the boundaries enough, which is good. And for me, Maki would be one to just, if you go to a beer festival, whether it be We Are Be the Ones or whatever, and you see them on a bottle shop, pick it up, give it a go. I would bet my hat, not this one, maybe one of the other 10,000 ones I've got in the house, that you'll enjoy the beer. So want to keep your eye out, Maki. That's my prediction for 24. It's probably not that bold, to be fair, because they've been around a while. So,
well, to be honest with you, I've never really heard of them because it's not really a style I like tend to look at. But some of their stuff there is a bit, like you say, left field. Triple sour IPA, 10%. Like, surely that's worth a try. Like,
Yeah.
surely.
Very much so.
I'm just going to lean in here because this is kind of based a wee bit on work and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of goes back to a conversation we had with Luca in August or July. I think part of me thinks this is the year that the pie increases, is what I'm going to say. And what I mean by that is that I think there is far more space for breweries that we want to see are going to become far more widely available, and that's through a number of different things. But just from a consumer point of view, like when you walk into a bar, I think by the end of the year, I think there's going to be more like craft or non-macro, like not all, like there's macro is obviously still going to be there, but I think there's going to be far more opportunity.
I think you're already seeing it as well, like slowly. I mean,
yeah,
I was in Newcastle, like I said a month ago, and like I was in a Wetherspoons for my breakfast, and like the drinks menu's there, and you open it up, and there's like local craft beer stuff kicking about. It's like, fuck.
I think it's just I think that's just an easy one for like when we're going around the table just now. But obviously I think that's as important as it comes because it's going to open up more people drinking craft rather than non-craft.
No, defo. Cal, any predictions for you for the year?
Well, I mean, you've already mentioned the File beers, and I think that we'll definitely be seeing some more of those. And I think that it's going to try. I think they're going to try and open the market up to the kind of wine drinker, because the vibes that you get from these yeasts are very white winey, and I just think, are you going to go on a work night or whatever, on a school night, if you like? Are you going to have a glass or a couple of glasses of 10, 12, 13% white wine, or are you going to have a can of Sauvignon Blanc style beer at 5%? So you're getting all the flavors that you like, maybe slightly different, but you're getting that vibe, but it's beer. So I think
does that lend itself going into a bottle then, like a
potentially,
like champagne styles? I think that's it.
But yeah, I think there's so many things, and I think like your low and no. I would really like to see Mashley diving into the files to see what he can come up with, because I think that kind of yeast lends itself to a lower ABV beer. I'm probably regurgitating stuff that Gav said previously, but the other thing that I thought was Scott and I went and did the Collabageddon there in, what was that, October, November. And there was two of those beers that stood out to me, had really heavy smoky flavours. And I think that we're going to see a bit more of that moving forward this year. And the reason for that is, well, what I think is that it's given people that sort of barrel-aged sort of whiskey vibes, but not without the investment in let's brew this beer and stick it in a barrel for 8 months. So I mean, it's not something that I'm particularly enamored by. I don't enjoy smoked whiskey, and I don't enjoy overly smoky flavors. But I certainly see a trend that way happening. So we'll come back next year and see if we widely missed the mark. But...
No, I To be fair, there's not one there that you've said that I disagree with. In fairness, it'll be interesting to see this time next year what is what.
See, on a beer thing, and just to kind of put, like, Gil looks like he's deep in research, or either that he's deep snoozing, one of the two.
Mine is easy.
Yours is easy. More food trucks at festivals. I think this is the year that, and like I said at the tail end of last year, that the classics come back, the traditional style beers come back, and what I mean by that is that but I think people are going to put their own twists, if that's the best way. So yeah, I think traditional like stouts are like 100% back. The 4%, 4.5%. It's like get flavour in. Don't adjunct the crap out of them. Keep it simple, but make it delicious. I think.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think that is? That's going to be cost. It's going to be cost because these your brown ale, your amber ale, your Kolsch, your Hefeweizen, these things are relatively cheap to make because the hop bill is low. I agree. Yep.
But then what I think we'll see is someone will so obviously wheat beer daft now, but so the Hefe, the wheat beer, and people are going to start adding thiol, or they're going to start adding some liquid hop, or they're going to add just to, dare I say, modernize it, because but put their spin on it. So we're going to see the reason I was kind of this a hopped wheat beer. Where does it sit? I don't know. I don't know how that, but I'm interested 100%.
Let's make one, mate.
I've got the ingredients in the garage. That's what I'm saying. But but I think that's where I'm going with on the beer front. Gilroy, what you got?
What you got, Gilroy?
Chocolate rain.
What is that? That is awful, is it not? Is that not tragic? Two predictions. One,
chocolate rain.
Putty will be good this year. And two,
that's funny.
Callum will enjoy drinking wine from cans in 2024.
Ooh.
440s of canned wine.
I can't see myself opening up a can of Rioja, to be fair.
A can of Rioja will be good.
We poured 40 ml can of Faustino.
Yeah, exactly. Shutting of the pap. And a 500 ml tin.
Shutting of the pop.
I think Putty will be great. I think it's going to be a good year for Putty. That's my prediction. And I don't think there will be any more of the non-beer alcoholic soda type stuff. I think that'll fall off a cliff.
Yep.
Or I hope it'll fall off a cliff.
The seltzer
world will hopefully go back in its box. I hope.
Nah.
I doubt it, but I hope so.
Mm-hmm. Fair play. All right. I've scribbled all these down, by the way, just for future. So no more.
I mean, we have recorded this. So.
I know it's been recorded, mate.
I know, but pen and paper makes sure it's legit. Like none of this audio shit.
Okay.
The only thing with the Celts thing is because they're quite popular in America, I don't think they're going to go away.
I hope not. I hope they go.
What they can do in fucking America.
True.
Good point.
Very true. Very
they
true.
can stay there. That's fine.
Stop sending us your seltzer pick and send us other half or Trillium.
Oh, the beer cave. Is it beer cave? I've got other half.
I know. I sent you all the fucking message.
You did.
Other half, miss.
What you didn't do is order it for us.
No. Tell you what, I'm not doing.
Bring it with you.
I think I'll be ordering news a fucking cough bottle. I Cave Direct.
Is it Cave Direct? They've got.
Let's give them
I know this is this month only, but they've got 00 Pawana ice beer.
Just
Go on.
stop it, would you?
Nice.
Oh, come on. If there's anybody that's going to do a good wheat beer, surely.
Aye. All right.
Just
No.
leave your low stuff. Low stuff at the door.
No. Like,
This
this is.
the master one was good, in fairness.
No, Gav. Wisney.
It is. Stop. Yeah.
No.
So folk
It's-
that
it's-
cannot stomach alcohol, they still
No.
need represented on the UK's best craft beer podcast. They need to know that we've got their back.
We
The
have,
people need
but
to
it was,
know.
but it was all right.
It's
It's
good.
not good. It's not
It is
good.
good.
It's not
Um,
good.
That's good.
All right.
Guinness 00 is good.
The people that we can guarantee have listened this far is the members of our Patreon page.
We love you guys.
Fuck's sake.
Hey, you guys.
We love you guys.
You guys.
But today I thought we need to actually give our Patreon members like a name instead of keep going like Patreon, blah blah blah. Like, so
Because there is only about 3 of them, so let's
no,
let's
there's more
name
than
the
that.
guys.
There's far more than that.
At least 7.
I mean, I felt like we had to give them a name. Like, you obviously with like the Taylor Swift fans, they've got the Swifties, and then
And then the Fridgers.
every other bands have got their own fucking name for their fans. I think Callum's probably one in terms of name. Fridge magnets.
The fridge man.
Fridge magnets.
Yeah. So go to patreon.com/beerfridge podcast to sign up.
Become
to
a fridge
Patreon and
magnet
become
today.
a fridge magnet. Become a fridge magnet. Sit there next to your Land's End and Skegness and the Tower of London. Become a Beer Fridge podcast fridge magnet.
Fridge magnet. If I can get fridge magnets made, I'll fucking get fridge magnets made.
I think that's
Be a fridge magnet.
just a
No.
picture of a fridge.
Beer Fridge fridge magnet.
Mate, I've been
Good.
trying to get. Honestly, for the last 2 years, I've been trying to find fridge magnets of a fridge for the last 2 years. Can I find any? Can I fuck?
That's mental.
Like just a plain. Like here, there's Miguel fucking typing a fucking band on his new Mac. He's like, look what I can do with that. I could do it with fucking my hand. Don't even need to type it. I could just fucking
Just
wave
needs
my
to
hand.
think it.
What
It just needs
gesture's
to
that?
think it.
Fucking-
£4.80 refrigerator fridge magnet.
That's his fucking sign there. Fucking walloper. All right, okay, I'll rephrase that. A customized, a fridge magnet with a fridge, but I wanted the beer fridge logo on it.
I can get you a full kitchen suite with Etsy.
Etsy.
I've seen a
Fucking
picture of it.
Etsy.
What you like?
Unreal, man.
Does anybody want one of the Hall of Fame clips before we
Go on
leave?
then.
Go on.
Aye, gives one more.
Guaranteed I'm not on it because I'm not important on this podcast.
I mean, it's one of the it's one of the two I've only played already, so I've already played
There
them.
only is 2.
Yeah.
Well, I've fucking run out of time. You want the fire? Or do you want beer fridge? You want beer fridge Yoda?
There's no point in repeating yourself.
Go
mate.
with the Yoda.
I thought Yoda was good.
What's your thought on black IPAs becoming like a trend and becoming a little bit more popular this year?
Well, back when Darth Vader was going to be the first time, you loved a black IPA. No, in all seriousness, I think it's a.
And all seriousness, seriously.
Nah, if I can be serious.
I know, seriously.
Exactly. The fucking paperclip from Microsoft Office. Anyway,
I can't deal with it.
Honestly. I think the point, the prediction for this year should be more Instagram live filters.
Filters, 100%
yeah.
filters.
100% filters required.
Yeah.
I had a wee
filters
look
are
at it the other day. Yoda's still there. I've sent you it.
It's
Yoda's
still there.
still available.
It's it's saved as one of my favourites.
I just want the paperclip back, mate. Honestly, I feel like it fits my the baldy shiny head where the paperclip mouth will be. Honestly, a win.
Craft Beer Yoda and the Batman are for whatever reason saved as a favourite of mine. No idea why. No idea why. As always, when you listen to this podcast, make sure you subscribe, hit the ding-a-ling link to be notified of all the latest episodes. You can show your support by dropping us a 5-star rating, or head over to Patreon, where you can show your official support and become a beer fridge magnet.
Oh, you could it could be a beer fridge magnet.
Magnet. I don't know the in there.
Show your official support and get access to exclusive content and some homebrew from the guys as well. Patreon.com/beer fridge podcast. We're also sponsored, and give a shout out to McCall's Brewery as well. You can head to brew.co.uk this January, 40% up to 40% off on all beers, including the cold IPA, the New Zealand Pils as well. Head over to mccallsbrewery.co.uk and grab some of those beers right now, because as the guy said at the start, you will not be disappointed.
Winner.
Good shit.
Certainly not.
Good
Westy.
shit.
Good cheap beer. There is nothing better for January than
Reasonably priced, exceptional quality.
good. Correct.
Cheap, but not cheap in quality by no means
the
necessary.
beer's
My name's Gavin, that's Scott, that's Calvin, that's the fucking flip floppity doo, and MD. Until next time on the Beer Fridge podcast, real beer, real breweries, real opinions. I don't know where that came from. Until next time, bye.
Toodaloo.
In chocolate rain, the school